quilters, we're here in Paducah at the Flood Wall. This is Char Downs. She is one of the artists who's created a mural. So Char, thanks for being with us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became an artist.
I came here to Paducah as an artist. I've been an artist my whole life. I came here as part of the Artist Relocation Program in Lowertown, and we've been here now for 18 years. And I was just always an artist. Ever since I could pick up a pen or a pencil or a brush, I drew and painted things, and I've been doing it ever since. And when I came here, it was perfect because this area was ripe for different kinds of art,
Sure.
A combination of two different kinds of art.
Right.
Both very ancient, painting and quilting.
Right. So talk about the Flood Wall and then your beautiful mural that you painted here.
Well, I'm the lead artist for this project. You can see the length of the flood wall here.
Right.
We have several panels, and we're hoping to put quilts on each panel.
Wow.
Special historic quilts that may have some kind of special meaning in the quilt world. And I painted the first one in 2017.
Okay.
And it was kind of special because I chose this one because of that year, 2017, when it was dedicated, was the year of the eclipse here in Paducah.
Yes.
So this is Corona 2 Solar Eclipse by Caryl Fallert.
Okay.
Everybody knows this
Yes,
quilt.
it's amazing.
And it was a joy to paint. It took a lot of time.
Right.
And a lot of different prep for making sure it was going to go on the wall and stay, and the colors and everything. But it took me about 600 hours.
Wow.
And we have artists lined up for each different quilt that we're going to paint on the wall. We have a series of 6 artists.
Okay.
And through the years, we get sponsors, and then we paint it.
I love it. Now tell us about the wall itself. So when was it built and what was its purpose?
The flood wall goes for miles, and it was built in 1937 by German POWs.
Okay.
And it was built so that we can be protected from that
The
Mother
Ohio
Nature
River.
River out there,
Yes.
the Ohio River. She comes up every once in a while, and it gets a little dangerous for Paducah. That's built right on the edge.
Right.
So they built it, and it's been here since 1937. That was the big flood, or right after 1937 anyway. And we've decided to use it as a canvas.
It's beautiful. I think what a great experience that it would be. So why did you choose this particular piece? You said it was the Eclipse. Were you always attracted to like more modern kinds of quilts, or did you like traditional quilts?
Yes, I like all of them because my mom and my grandma, they quilted.
Of course.
But it was functional, you know.
Right.
But then this happened, the most historic machine-made prize-winning quilt in the history of quilts.
Yes.
And so I chose that one because of the transition. And they haven't gotten rid of traditional or functional.
No.
They've just added to the plethora of beauty out there with these modern quilts. And I had seen this when I came here in the museum. Or one of the series. She doesn't do just one, she does a series. And so I went, oh my God, the Eclipse, this has to be the quilt that we put on first.
Perfect.
So I did.
Perfect. Now, is this your only mural you think you're going to paint because you have other artists lined up, or do you think you'll do another one in the future?
There's like 19 or 30 panels, depending on whether we put 2 on a panel or 1 on a panel. And there's 6 artists. I'm the first one, and one artist has done hers. So they're all lined up, and if we get enough sponsors for each quilt, then I'll be painting another one. And the thing about painting this, it wasn't painted on the wall like a mural usually is.
Tell us the process.
It was painted in my studio. And we took this material, which is I've painted on, it's Pellon. Now every quilter knows what Pellon is.
Yes, I do.
It's a material that's very strong, very and synthetic, so that it won't rot or mildew. And so I use that for my background. And I could hang it up, put the pieces together in the gallery, paint it, and then apply just like wallpaper.
Wow, what a process. What a process.
Yes, the wall has to be prepped before receiving it, and there's a special glue to adhere it.
Okay.
But we didn't want it to look like a piece of plastic glued up there. We wanted it to look like it was painted on the wall.
Right.
So the Pellon helps take the shape.
Okay.
And it's just worked wonderfully.
And are the other artists going to use that same process to create their murals?
Same process.
Okay, perfect.
For the whole wall.
Perfect. All right, well, I'm super excited. Should we take a little tour of your studio? I understand you have a studio nearby.
We have I have a gallery studio, and right now Cherrywood is there with a pop-up gallery.
Okay.
I have a couple of pieces of mine in there, which are sculpture, not painting.
Okay.
But we can go there and check it out.
I'm excited. All right, quilters, let's head over to Char's studio. So Char, this is the outside of your studio, and it's just so beautiful. So talk about this door and your artwork here and the pieces that are in the window.
Okay. Well, this is part of a project that I had in the gallery. I had a show for local regional artists called Phantasmagoria on Halloween night. So everybody entered something that I'd give them a little box to make something out of. Whatever they made, they brought in. And you had to see the show, you had to bring a flashlight because it was from 8 to midnight. It was in the dark. And all of the windows were blocked like this one with different paintings. And this is Warrior Woman. She is from mirror shards. People know me, so I had a neighbor bring a big 5-gallon bucket of broken mirror shards to me and say, Char, can you use this? And I said, of course.
Of course.
This is part of a series of life-size women that I did.
Wow. It's just so stunning.
Oh, thank you.
So stunning.
Thank you.
And then the pieces that you have in the window, the mosaic piece, you want to talk about that?
The mosaic piece is that was my first mosaic. Experimenting with glass, because of course another neighbor said, oh, Char, I have all this broken glass, can you use it? So I have tons of it, and that was my first attempt with that. She's called African Queen.
Okay.
And her surface is paper mache because I can't lift that much. If it was cement, you know, or something on grout, it would be too heavy.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, right now in this space you have a pop-up from Cherrywood Fabrics, right?
Yes, I do.
So after the show is over, what will happen to the studio?
She will take most of her stuff home.
Okay.
And it will become a combination, again, of my studio, a gallery that has her fabric, and my artwork in there. And on one wall, a smaller, longer wall, I will be working on an installation that I will be doing in the Yeiser Arts Center in 2024.
All right, Char, so if our viewers want to follow you, how do they find you?
They find me on Facebook, Char Downs, and then Char Downs has Pinecone Gallery and Pinecone Studio, 2 different pages that are connected with that page that I post what I'm doing or invite people to do whatever they want to do art-wise or just to follow what's happening in the studio or the gallery.
All right, quilters, so if you're here in Paducah, come visit Char in her studio and see all of the beautiful creativity.
Oh, yes. Everyone's invited.